let's say you have a corporate database and it's of any kind. It could be Access, it could be a SQL database. It doesn't matter. We can connect to it in Quick Decline. And the easiest way to do that I've found is to utilize some of the features in Microsoft Excel. So I've got a little Access database. It's actually an Aries database. And I'm going to show you how to kind of create the connection strings that you need to use in Quick Decline. So I'm going to go to Data. I'm going to go to From Other Sources, from Microsoft Query, and I'm just going to select Access Database, open, and then I'm just going to navigate to the Access Database. It's on my desktop in a demo folder. There's my database. It's OK. And the first thing it pops up is the small editor. I don't want that one. I want the big editor. So I'm going to say cancel. Say yes. All right. Now it's going to start asking you to build the query. And right now we're like, okay, should the query look like? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to open up a Quick Decline project. And it has some helpful hints on how to build this. So I'm just going to generate a new project, call it Access Test. And if I go to Database, Add Database, this is where all your connection strings go. And right here is where you get the information on how to set up the command strings. So the first thing we need to build is well name and database key. So in Aries, database key is usually propnum. So all I need is a column of well name and a column of propnum. So to do that, we go to the property table. And we do well name. And propnum. Okay, I'm done with this particular connection string, so I'm going to say return to Excel. Put it right there, that's fine. Now, whenever your cursor is highlighting this query, a design tab pops up. And within this design tab, you can click on properties. And then you can click on the little hand. And this is where it defines the query that we just made. This is the information that you need to copy and paste over to Quick Decline. I'm going to call this Test Access Database. And now we need the command string for the wells, and that's going to be right here. Okay, now we need to produce a connection string where we have a question mark in the place of the database key for date, gas, oil, and water. So it's actually pretty easy. I'm going to do the same thing again on this sheet. I'm going to go to Data, Connect to Other Sources, from Query, Access File. And this is where you would select your whatever kind of ODBC driver you have, if it's a SQLite ODBC driver or a SQL Server, whatever. This is where you select your ODBC driver. And in this case, it's Access Database. Say OK. Again, we're going to navigate to my desktop demo folder. There it is. Open. And I'm going to cancel so I can get to the big editor. And here I need the daily table. And if you remember, the columns that we need, well, first we need to put a criteria into here. So I'm going to say criteria. I'm looking for the propnum. And I'm going to say equals. And it doesn't matter what you type here because we're just going to say add. So now I have my criteria. And if you go back to quick decline, it wanted date, gas, oil, and water. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do date. I'm going to do gas. I'm going to do oil. I'm going to do water. And I'm going to arrange it by date. And then once we're done, we can go back to Excel, say OK. Okay, now that we have the query finished, we can go to the Design tab, and then Properties, little hand, Definition, and the connection string hasn't changed. The only thing that's changed is the command text. So we're going to copy that, come back over to Quick Decline, paste it in. And really the only thing to double check here is that there's a question mark on the prop num, because the prop num is our database key in this case. If we weren't using Aries, if we were using DIMS or something else, it might be a different database key. But so it looks like we're all linked up here. I'm going to hit the test button. Looks like it worked. So I'm going to add this database. Once the database is added, you can go back and edit if you found some mistakes, or you can do a batch import. If you didn't want to do a batch import is where you can pick exactly what so like for instance API, I know that's in the property table and I know it's called API. And then you can map all the different things that you want to map for your particular database. And then you can import all the wells, or you can just create a new well and select production from data source, and then select your data source down here. And here's where you can select your well. And in this case, I'll just bring in the first one. Say create. And this is kind of an extreme scenario because I just wanted to get a well in here really, really fast. If I wanted to do things nice and neat, I would have done a batch import where I connected up everything.